So I've been reading this book, Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg, I don't know how to say his last name, but it's basically about lifestyle minimalism. So I'm going to share one lesson that I've learned from the book with you today. I was going to film inside, but it's a lovely day. So why don't we go for a walk? So it's the month of November, and we all know it's busy as hell. It's nearing the end of the semester, nearing the end of the quarter, whatever that is for you, and work's picking up, lots of projects, lots of events to go to, lots of social obligations, and a lot of us are getting pretty overwhelmed. Well, this principle from Essentialism that I'm going to share with you, the principle of extreme criteria, is going to help you prevent that overwhelm in the future, and maybe even a little bit right now, today. So typically, when we're invited to do something or presented with an opportunity, we tend to say yes, unless it's an obvious no. But one of the fundamental principles of essentialism is instead to say no, unless it's an obvious yes. So the most basic way to apply this principle is whenever you are invited to or presented with an opportunity, unless you can say, hell yes, let's go, let's do it, I want to do this is what I've been waiting for, then you say no. Or another way to go about this is to come up with some extreme criteria for the common types of decisions that you have to make about how to spend your time. For instance, sometimes I watch the channel Holistic Songwriting, and he works in the music industry. And he says that when he's presented with an opportunity, he considers 3 P's: payment, promotion, and pleasure. So his ideal opportunity is that he gets paid for it, it's going to promote his own work, and he's really going to enjoy doing it. Now, if an opportunity doesn't clearly meet 2 out of the 3, then he says no. All right, I'm going to give you some examples from my own life after I walk for a little bit more. Now I want to talk to you about an example of how I failed to apply this principle in the past. Somebody invited me to audition for their play. And I was already in a play, mind you, and I was already really busy. But she kept asking me, and I was like, I don't know. And then I got the sense that she really needed me specifically to be in this play. Which, if you ever feel that way, it's almost never true. They can almost always get somebody else. But I felt like I had to be in this play to fulfill somebody else's agenda. And a lot of my friends were doing it, so I was like, what the hell, I'll audition, see what happens. And then of course I got cast in the play, and that semester proceeded to be probably the busiest, most stressful semester of my entire college career. So if we were to go through those 3 criteria from Holistic Songwriting: payment, I wasn't getting paid; promotion, well, I don't have my own work. I didn't have my own work to promote at the time, but was it advancing my career goals? No, not really. And pleasure, yeah, I mean, it was fun, but I knew it would be hard to have fun given how busy and stressed I was. So it didn't really meet any of those criteria, but I did it anyway, and I ended up regretting it later. And I don't want that to happen to you, so I'm going to give you an example of how I successfully employed this criteria after my next part of the walk. So here's an example of a time when the principle of extreme criteria went well for me. I work as an RA, a resident advisor, at my college, and I had the opportunity last year to apply to be an SRA, or a senior resident advisor, which is basically like the team captain of the RAs. They do a little bit more, get paid a little bit more, stuff like that. So I was highly encouraged by my SRA at the time to apply. I was thinking about it. I was planning on doing it for a while, but as I was reflecting on it, I went through the 3 criteria. Payment. Was it going to pay me more? A little bit, like about $200 extra for the whole academic year, which is really not a lot. Payment, and then promotion. Well, it was literally a promotion, but as we modify it, was it advancing my career goals? It wasn't clear how it was. And pleasure. Some of the aspects of the job did seem quite fun, like the community you get with the other SRAs, but a lot of the aspects of the job didn't seem to be that fun. So really, it didn't exactly meet any of the 3 criteria, so I decided against applying. Now, it's impossible to know what would have happened if I had gotten the job and how much I would have enjoyed it, but I do know that now I have a little bit more time to make videos like this and to apply for jobs that I would actually enjoy. So, in my eyes, that's a win. So I'm eating this apple pie Lara bar. It's just 6 ingredients. That is a bar. I haven't really had lunch today, so this is really good right now. But what I wanted to clarify was that you don't have to use just those 3 criteria: payment, pleasure, promotion. In fact, for things that aren't like work or like extracurricular or academic opportunities, I wouldn't recommend using those criteria. You should come up with your own that makes sense for your life. Like example, for socializing, you're not going to ask yourself, am I getting paid to hang out with this person? Oh, well, if they're not paying me, I can't do that. That's silly, right? But you can ask, do I have to pay to hang out with them? So for instance, let me give you my 3 criteria for socializing that I'm experimenting with right now. Number 1, is it free? Like, do I have to pay? 2, is it with people or a person that I'm excited to spend time with? And 3, is the thing itself, like the event itself, or the restaurant itself, or whatever we're doing, the movie itself, is that something I would enjoy on my own anyway? Now, if an opportunity doesn't clearly meet 2 out of those 3 criteria, then I'll say, no, sorry, I can't do that. Sorry, I'm busy. Sorry, I can't prioritize that right now. Sorry, I can't afford that. Whatever's most true at the time. Alright, so those are my criteria for socializing. I might change those. You can come up with your own. I encourage you to come up with your own for any common type of decision that you have to make with your time. Alright, I'm running low on battery, so I'm going to use the rest of my battery for some B-roll, and then I'll conclude the video at home with my battery that's sitting in the charger. See you there. Alright, so I finally got back home. Now I know to always bring 2 fully charged batteries with me if I can when I go out. It's almost like 2:30 and I still haven't eaten lunch yet, so I'm currently snacking on these rosemary sea salt crackers from Simple Mills. It's got good stuff. It's got like almonds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, cassava. There's no ingredient on here that I don't instantly recognize and can't pronounce, so that's something. And I've never had a rosemary cracker before. I definitely recommend. The last thing I wanted to say to you guys is that, mastering the art of essentialism, mastering the art of extreme criteria is a process that takes time. I'm still not perfect at it yet, I still say yes to things that I probably shouldn't have sometimes. But I'm definitely getting better at it, and I see it making a difference in my life. This is the most time I've ever had in an academic semester, at least since like elementary school. But this is the most time I've ever had to do things that I want to do, not just things that I feel like I have to do for other people. I've never had this much time to just go on walks when I feel like it, and to do things like shoot videos, and to pursue my passions, and to, really build the life that I want to live. And I think coming up with criteria to say no more often has been a big part of that. So it's definitely been making a difference for me, and I think it can make a difference for you too, if you let it. I hope you find ways this week to simplify your life and make it easier and better. I don't really know what to say at the end of my videos. No, cut.